So you want to draw straws for whoever opens the envelope, or should we just jump into it?
I suggest you go for it, Robert.
All right.
This does feel like you are now on the island.
Please assemble this furniture collaboratively.
Okay.
Beautiful instructions.
What have we got over here?
Wait, what are we building?
Yeah,
just
what is
to
it?
start out with that.
So those are
Is there a picture?
Chest
Oh,
of
there,
drawers.
there's the front.
So there's little people with smiling and angry faces.
What might work, Matt, is if we kind of tear some of those pages out. So we have one here,
Oh, that's a good
16 and
idea.
15 there.
It's not a bad idea.
Common sense, mate.
There you go. Well, we're doing the drawers, and they're doing the frame of it, and then just afterwards it'll all come together in harmony.
I think there might be a degree of innovation, but
Yeah,
there's
innovation.
nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Just the Kiwi way.
Yeah, DIY.
I've got a question for you guys. If you weren't a member of the party, or active in the party that you currently are, which party would you belong to? Or what would you be doing otherwise?
I'm not a massive believer in minor parties in terms of my support for them. Sorry, guys. So I'd probably have to, even though my values are nowhere near it, I'd probably have to back Labour if I wasn't with the Nats.
I would straight up be an activist and not be a part of any political party.
But, okay, well, then I wouldn't be a member of Labour then if that was the option.
Like, no, I wouldn't become
That's
a...
why, because it's not just being involved in politics isn't just being a member of
Okay,
the party.
then, yeah, okay.
You could be fighting for change in other areas.
Sure,
Yeah,
all right.
true.
So that's what I mean, is like...
I might join the Taxpayers Union.
What would you pick?
I don't know, I might go fishing.
I would say no, because currently in the way that we're operating, we all are at the same fundamental level. We're all under the same level of gravity, we're all on the same floor, but when we operate politically, we're all starting at a fundamentally, ideologically very different level, and we blame the problems that we all see and that we all want to fix in a very different way, and we see the causes quite differently.
That's a very good answer.
Yes.
Bang on, yeah.
I don't know, I think when you're given a common problem that you all need to solve, it clarifies it much better. So I guess in a state of crisis, like with housing or with homelessness, you have a problem, you know it needs to get fixed, it should be a priority, and there are some solutions that we can at least all agree on, like getting the drawers onto it, getting the next set of instructions. So I think it is a good metaphor in a way, surely.
We can always find commonality to achieve our desired goals, with everyone having an equal share of how they think the final product should look. Whether it's a bent screw here, a slightly ripped instruction there.
If this were a similar thing to the building of an MMP government, you'd see us talking with the Māori Party, United Future in the background.
And then us Joe
You guys sitting on the side there having a bitch about us, and then you guys agitating in front of everyone.
Constructive criticism.
Okay, sorry.
Look, Māori Party will work with anyone to get that job done.
Do you think they have got the job done, along with National, though?
Well, we've done heaps with like 2 MPs. Some of these other parties have more than us.
There are some things which aren't partisan. There are
Yeah.
some things which are just, we've got a job to do to look after people. And
Yeah.
that's where every party comes together. That's why MMP is really good, because when everyone comes together, you've got that range of views.
Yeah, like the homelessness inquiry last year with Labour, Māori and
Then again,
Greens.
with the mental health inquiry, that's not going ahead, which is pretty shocking.
It seems like when the two major parties are working together on their own, they're having more success than when all the other...
The minor
me that
party's
camera.
doing most of the work. Do you want to tell us more about that, Stefan?
Sorry?
National Party dropping the goal of reducing suicide by
Well, this
20% over the next 10 years.
I'm always I find it amazing that we have a goal for suicide that's anything above zero. The idea that you can say that this 30 million is going to correlate to a 10% reduction in youth suicide is an absolute nonsense. So,
Why?
because you can't possibly foresee and try and measure those things. Don't get me wrong, we should always continue to work on the programs, and I think it's an area we should continue to spend more in. Don't get me wrong. Robert.
Well, here's the thing. If you look at Scotland, and they set that target, it wasn't a superficial one. They said, let's reduce suicide by 20% over the next 10 years. They said, Scotland together, and it was this big program. It's not about having statistics. It's about having a goal in mind that you're trying to achieve. And I did see a reduction in suicide.
And
Not by 20%,
surely the goal should always
but by
be zero.
having a goal there.
Surely the only goal should ever be 0.
Well, we're like the worst in the world. I don't know why it's not the main thing.
I honestly think it's because most politicians don't have a real solution for it, and they don't know how to fix it. I mean, there's obviously, if we put the amount we need into our DHBs and health system that's under stress, that would be a step.
That would be a massive step.
Sometimes you just wonder whether they just actually don't have the humility to just say, we don't know what we're doing, and bring the stakeholders to the table and find some sort of solution.
It needs to go to more health professionals, but also as someone who is in the mental health system, like, if my parents weren't supporting me, I couldn't go to therapy, and then like therapy has saved my life over and over. So it's like, it's a very like important thing that we undervalue.
We seem to not have the right tools. Flat head will not work for these at all.
Mate, don't give me problems, give me solutions. Well, what do the instructions say?
They're putting the back on, I assume.
Yeah.
We have massive issues with class and education inequality. We need civics education.
We need what? Civics, yeah, we do, because I'm still busy trying to enroll people, and they're like, what, elections?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's beautiful. It's
Not
exactly
quite-
what we were going for.
Not quite earthquake proof.
Don't undermine our work.
I don't really understand that.
What? Is this rigged?
Ah, these are ours.
Oh,
No
thank
wonder-
you. No wonder they didn't fit with us.
good.
Why did you give them to us?
That explains this thing. Yeah, this goes on the back.
That's really great, because we were wondering where we could put them.
So you've got 6 of them,
Yeah.
and you need 8.
Yeah.
We have 2 of these, and we need...
I can assure you we have used none of those.
I appreciate the instruction.
Oh, no,
I just don't have a solution for you right now.
I'm just walking you through it. No.
Jeez, you can't leave National Labour alone for 2 minutes.
No,
Find a
look,
solution.
it will look finished at a casual glance.
Oh,
look
you're only
finished.
about the polish, not about the substance.
I think, so what must have happened is we've overused the number of white pegs.
1 broke, I think.
Ah, this is useful information that I now have. This is why you have OIAs, eh?
Oh.
It's alright.
Oh my god.
You haven't locked them in. That's so it doesn't fall off.
to happen.
Have you got these in yet?
It's kind of fun to like humanize the other side a little bit. You know, engage with them in like a non-shouty kind of way.
Stand back. Stand back. You got this.
I think it's fine. It'll be fine.
It's a cover up.
Yeah, shall we do a reveal? This is what happens behind the scenes of the key government.
I think we spend our time growing up as kids and we teach younger people, you should work with everybody, diversity is important. Suddenly we become adults and we expect us to just form into one party and just work with these people, just work with that group of people. So I think, you know, it's good. I think the downfall is that we don't actually know each other's strengths.